at MDJ 2061. And the question, without reading their exact text, is if I retire at 62 and use ACA coverage, should I keep Maggie low until Medicare and then do most Roth conversions before Social Security and RMDs begin? Not knowing all of your personal details, that is often the course of action I would recommend exploring. I'm not saying I would tell everyone to do that, but I would recommend exploring it for two reasons. One is the modified adjusted gross income cliff for from 65 till 75. So while you're on Medicare, let's say, is much more forgiving. For a married household, it's $218,000 of modified adjusted gross income. Admittedly, if your desired spending is very high, it might be hard to perform Roth conversions and keep under that cliff. But if you have such a large pre-tax balance that you would have future RMD problems, and I don't want to turn this into an RMD video either, but let me define RMD problems really quickly, and then I'll tie it back to the answer for you. RMDs are not a problem. The problem caused by RMDs are when you are forced to withdraw more pre-tax money than you would naturally use for your spending, for your quality of life, and therefore the extra tax cost above that you would not have naturally been incurring for just living your life is the RMD problem. So if you have RMDs kick in at 75, and you're going to spend $150,000 that year, if you have Social Security of $70K, and you were going to withdraw $70,000 to fill the bit difference. I don't know, that math doesn't math, but let's just say it did. The RMD, if an RMD forces you to withdraw $70K at age 75, that's not a problem. You were going to withdraw that anyways to live. That's not an RMD problem. That's just living. If the RMD is going to force you to withdraw $200,000 from a pre-tax account, but your planned withdrawal was only going to be $70,000, that's an RMD problem. Now, the reason I explain that is because for most of us, the size and scope of the pre-tax balance that is necessary to cause an RMD problem is very high. Frankly, it's not going to apply to very many of us because there's not that many 5 and 10 millionaire pre-tax retirees. There's just not that many. You really need a quite substantial amount of pre-tax money for an RMD to cause a problem. Now, the inverse of that is illustrating why the widow's tax trap can be the problem. Because if you're a joint filer, those brackets are pretty forgiving and RMDs can come out at different life expectancies, so they don't bundle together. But if one spouse passes and one spouse survives, now you have narrower filing brackets and two buckets of RMD money that come out on the same RMD schedule, and now you might have a clearer problem where you're getting more money forced out than you would have used for spending on your quality of life. All that said, if you are someone that has such a high pre-tax balance that you are going to experience that problem, incurring Medicare IRMA surcharges for a couple of years is probably worth exploring because they're not that substantial, right? We're talking like the first bracket, IRMA 1 to IRMA, from 0 to IRMA 1 incurs an additional annual cost of per spouse of roughly $2,300. From IRMA 1 to IRMA 2, it's not that much money is the point if you're going to get a really substantial future benefit from a Roth conversion. Back to your question, this makes the case that for most retirees who are in the range of retirees that I am speaking to on YouTube, they probably don't have that kind of catastrophic pre-tax balance. They have some pre-tax. Some is very meaningful too. They want to know if they should make a good plan for this, and you're asking that question. And the answer is you probably, in most cases, are going to have enough room to do Roth conversions from 65 to 75, age 65 to age 75, that it can make a meaningful difference for your RMDs and for your heirs. And it is almost always going to be the case that the ACA subsidy in present day value, net of tax and all those other considerations are worth more and higher likelihood than a Roth conversion paying off. So I can't tell you exactly whether you should do this or not, but I would at least explore it because I think that is a high probability, highly lucrative trade-off. So that would be the answer I would give to that question here at MDJ 2061. So thank you very much for the question. Real quick, let me show you the exact 3-pillar comprehensive retirement roadmap that takes retirees from uncertainty to peace of mind that less than 1% of retirees actually have in place. Now, I've built hundreds of these for retirees, and I can say with a high degree of confidence that these are the 3 pillars every retiree needs to have in place in order to have full confidence that they're not missing anything in their retirement plan. And I broke each of these down by the specific questions. You can see them here that each needs to be answered and the best way to answer them. Now, we've done this across pre-retirees, recent retirees, married couples, single retirees, $1 million portfolios, $10 million portfolios, all the above, and it works. And it's my gift to you today. It's absolutely free. It's in the first link in the description below this video. It's going to say free comprehensive retirement roadmap training. Just click the link, enter your info, and you'll get instant access all for free.